Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Kate Ressler. I'm part of our community team, and I am here hosting this with our fantastic product leaders today. We are really excited to get this going. Okay, this is going to be a fantastic session. A ton of you registered, like hundreds. So that's super exciting, and we are so glad you are here today. I'm going to keep on going here because we know your time is precious. So just some quick updates. The agenda for today, I'm going to introduce our speakers. We're going to deep dive into AI Agent Studio, which I know you all are very excited about. We will have a Q&A and then we'll wrap it up. So nothing too complicated. Just so you all are aware, our Pathfinder community team has some quick updates. So the .32 release, there is training available for you so you can put all those great features to work. We are working on .33 release training that should be out end of this month or early August. We have a dev meetup coming up on July 25th, mastering the JSON package in Automation 360. And stay through the end of this. We will launch a survey after this webinar closes, and we will be choosing 3 winners from those who complete the survey to receive a swag pack, which includes our annual Pathfinder community t-shirt, some fun stickers, a pen, etc. Okay, let's keep going. All right, I am excited that we are going to be covering AI Agent Studio with 3 of our product leaders. Jason Trent, our Director of Product Management, Rinku Sarkar, Director of Product Management, and Smita Biswas. I hope I got that right, Smita. She is our lead writer from our documentation team and has some brilliant resources for you. Just a couple quick notes. This session is being recorded. That is so that we can provide you all with resources based on what we cover here after the fact. If you have questions, please use the Q&A feature. It is easier for us to sort through those questions there than in the chat. But of course, use the chat to collaborate with your peers. And a reminder, please take the survey at the end. It's just 2 questions, and that is how you get entered in to receive a swag pack. Oh, and quick introductions. Actually, let's go back here. All right. I think this is a traditional thing for Product Club. If you've been here before, we ask our speakers just a couple quick questions. So Jason, I'm going to start with you. What is your role? And tell us what you wanted to be when you grew up as a kid.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Jason Trent. I'm on the product, I almost said I'm on the product club. I'm on the product team. I guess I'm now in the product club.
Yeah.
We're at Automation Anywhere. Joining you from Texas today. So I saw a couple different folks from Texas. So howdy to everyone from Texas and howdy to everyone else. When I was a kid, what did I want to be when I grew up? I wanted to be a dentist, which is super boring. So apologies to anyone that has a dentist in their family. And it was because, at least here in the US, they only work 4 days a week. So I thought that would be pretty great. Turns out I don't like teeth or bodily fluid type stuff at all. So it was a horrible decision. I'm glad that I figured it out to get out early.
Good choice. All right, Rinku, you're up. What is your role and what did you want to be when you were a child?
Hey, everybody. Glad to meet you all. I'm part of the product management team alongside my partner, Jason here. So focused on AI governance. And today I'm extremely pleased and excited to share about all the new, cool, innovative features we are introducing. What I wanted to be, well, I wanted to, when as a kid, I always thought of doing something more adventurous. And I think being a reporter was something that I looked forward to, reporting from crime scenes or reporting live from war zone. So those were some exciting thoughts I had when I was young, but I think things changed and I chose a more serious role in life. But glad I chose what I am. So yeah,
We're
that's about
glad
it.
too.
Yeah.
All right, Smita.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, in whichever part of the world you are in. Well, I'm the lead writer, as Kate so graciously introduced, for this product suite, AI Agent Studio. And I'm looking forward to sharing some good resources that would help you in your journey with us. Um, what did I want to be when growing up? Well, I'm from a town, or rather, I'm from a city called Calcutta. And growing up, I really was enamored and kind of, hero worshipped Mother Teresa. That's the city where she's from. And she lacked doctors to help her. So I wanted to become a doctor and help support her, of course. Um, yeah, writing, it's probably a right across, very different from what I imagined, but still, I guess, in a way, certain way, connected to people, working with people through my writings. So yes, the main idea is still there, but yes, way apart. So
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and kick this over to Jason, and he's going to take it from here.
Sounds great. Thanks very much, Kate. And I am really regretting going first because those both of Smita and Riku's answers were way better than mine. So before we get going this morning, I did want to just flash this safe harbor. There are going to be parts of today's presentation where we will actually be forward-looking. We're going to be sharing some details about AI Agent Studio that's going to come out to customer tenants in the next several weeks in the .33 release. And then we're also going to share some roadmap information as well going forward. And so I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of that detail before we get going. So let me go ahead and start, and I'd like to kind of go and frame what we now call at Automation Anywhere the AI and Automation Enterprise System. If you were at Imagine, if you're able to attend either here in Texas or at the event we held in London, I think a couple of weeks ago, or even watched remotely, hopefully this all looks somewhat familiar to you. If you haven't seen this, just as a really quick recap and to kind of help ground everybody today, we have this foundational level where the automation system is used to orchestrate all the different processes across your organization. It's everything that you know and love. We've added some great new capabilities in recent releases like API tasks, and we've enhanced things like our process orchestration capability, as well as standing on the shoulders of everything that we had before. Sitting on top of that is this AI system layer. Now, we've had investments in AI across multiple different offerings within the platform for quite some time now. Today, we're really excited to bring you some of the details around AI Agent Studio, which is a brand new offering coming in our next release that allows you to go and build AI agents, and we'll dive into exactly what that is here in a second. And then lastly, new maybe to some of you, is a new focus from Automation Anywhere that will be coming out around AI solutions. So these are going to be solutions that you can utilize within your everyday business. They're going to be focused in different verticals, as you can see here, things like IT or HR, or a brand new one that's coming up around service operations. And this is going to allow customers to go and create these and utilize all the capabilities we have within our AI system and our automation layer to make sure that you can be as productive as possible, as quickly as possible. Now, kind of the meat of today's presentation, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about our new offering, AI Agent Studio. Before we get into that, though, I did want to just kind of level set, ground everybody, if I can, into exactly what is an AI agent. It's probably something that you've started to hear more and more about kind of in the marketplace, and hopefully from us here at Automation Anywhere. AI agent is really a combination of an AI skill and an action. Now, an AI skill, think of that as the way that you interact with these generative AI foundational large language models, or LLMs. We've already got a great long history of providing integration into the leading models from different hyperscalers like Amazon Bedrock, Azure OpenAI, Google Vertex AI, OpenAI, and others. And we're going to continue to allow customers to go and build integrations into those foundational models. And we're going to provide, and we're going to show you actually and demonstrate this here in a second, some great guardrail capabilities that we're putting into the platform. Now, we all know that these foundational models aren't always often enough for you to be able to go and use them in your day-to-day operations. This is a concept of what we call kind of model drift or hallucination. And sometimes you might need to go and introduce additional information that's relevant to your organization and bring that into the models. And we call that grounding. We've got a capability within AI Agent Studio to take advantage of what we call enterprise data. That's essentially the ability to go and introduce your own corporate information, join that together with the model so that the results or the responses that are provided are more tailored to your use cases or outcomes. And then also this capability around prompt engineering or prompt tuning. How do you go and find the most effective prompt you can send over to the model and get it back in the most efficient way? We're going to take you kind of through those details as well. Now, to couple with this concept around an AI skill is action. So without the action portion, AI skills are fun to play with, but they're not really something that I think is going to go and necessarily transform your business. And so Automation Anywhere provides this great capability around automation. How do you go and take action with the results from this? And this could be, through UI or API automation. We always recommend introducing human in the loop in your scenarios where you are using generative AI, even if you're grounding that data. And then how do you go and orchestrate all the different AI agents across multiple different processes? AI agents are meant to be these reusable building blocks that you assemble processes with, and you can use multiple skills within an agent. You can use multiple agents within an orchestration. And as a way to go and highlight that, I want to go and show you guys a demo. Before I do that, one last thing I'll mention, and I should have mentioned this a second ago. Sitting underneath all of this capability is our security and governance layer. Now, we've had a long-standing history around providing, deep insights and controls around the way that your users are building automations, building bots, building API tasks coming soon. Now we're going to continue in that layer, and we've actually made significant investments to give you deeper insights into how the users that are building your automations, how they're actually interacting with these models through validation, through monitoring, through traceability and audit, and in the future, some capabilities around masking of PII data. Riku's going to join in a little bit and take you a lot deeper into all the capabilities around our new AI governance offering that sits within the AI Agent Studio and actually spans across all of A360 to make sure that as you're integrating with these models, you're doing it in a safe and secure way. With that, I'm going to actually go and talk to you a little bit about a demo, and then we're going to jump into it. So in our fictitious scenario here today, we're going to highlight the capabilities of AI Agent Studio. And we're going to do this in a use case where we're going to involve 4 different personas. We're going to start with our automation admin, Jake. He's responsible for going and creating new connections to these foundational models and publishing and making them available for use within the organization. He can apply governance here to make sure that only the right models get used by the right teams. And he can also go and configure the ability to integrate with our AI governance layer to ensure that all the interactions with these models are being recorded and can be audited by Rochelle, our GRC lead at the very end. Now, once the model connections are created, he's going to make those available to Marcus. Marcus is our pro developer, and he's responsible for going and writing and creating these AI skills. These AI skills, again, are going to be the interaction layer, the integration with our foundational models or with your foundational models. And they're going to allow you to go and design those in a way so that they can be integrated into your AI agents. Now, lastly, Sue, who doesn't really know much about generative AI other than what she's heard and been told about. She doesn't know all the different foundational models that are available. She doesn't know how to necessarily go and write a prompt, but she does know that the capability around AI skills has been enabled within her organization. We're going to see how she can take advantage of that by extending an AI skill and using that in an agent and within an orchestration. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. And I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to quickly just move around some windows so that I can jump into today's demo.
Hey, Jason, while we are shuffling those around, should we launch one of our first polls around key challenges?
Sounds great. Please do, Kate.
And let's get this live. Okay, we know implementing AI introduces some new security and governance challenges for organizations. So tell us which of the following have been your company's biggest challenges in this area. You can select up to 3.
All right, while you guys are entering those results, I'm going to go ahead and start talking you through a little bit of what you're seeing here. So we're presented with a brand new area within the control room called model connections. Model connections are the way that you establish a connection to these foundational models. It provides you the ability to go and connect to a model, provide all the credential and authentication details necessary, and then actually go and share that model connection for use across the organization. In working with customers during the preview period for AI Agent Studio, we worked a lot around customers that did have the ability, or did have the need, I should say, to go and only provide certain models for use by certain users, certain teams, or certain departments. Model Connections is a fantastic way to go and accomplish this. It provides you the governance to ensure that only the right models are being used by the right teams, or the right developers, or the right users. And it also provides you a way to ensure that models you don't want introduced into your environment can't ever make possible there. Now you can see in this particular screen that we've actually got connections established to multiple different vendors. So Amazon Bedrock, Azure OpenAI, Google Vertex. These are some of the different hyperscalers that we provide access to, and I'll actually walk you through how to go and create a model connection here in a second. And within each one of those different vendors, we offer multiple different types of models. In today's scenario, you can see that we've got different use cases set up and different models supporting those. So we've got some for operations and legal and marketing, but we really want to focus in on this support organization today. Today's scenario, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be about triaging support cases that come in, and then ensuring that we can go and evaluate those support cases and get that to the right agent, or provide additional information to the customer as quickly as possible. Now, Marcus and Sue have been working on this solution. They've tried a couple different models and haven't really loved the results they've gotten so far. And so they wanted to know if maybe introducing access to a different model, maybe something that they've been using in the organization already, would be good for their use case in the support operations team. So I'm actually going to go and create a new model connection. And I'll call this support operations just for now. And I'm going to go and choose a vendor. As I mentioned, we support multiple different hyperscalers. In this case, I'm going to select a model from Bedrock, and I'll pass in our authentication details. Now, this is typically information that's going to be provided to Marcus, maybe by the IT team. And so he actually wants to go and take advantage of different credential information that we've got stored in the credential vault. And he's just going to choose, for Bedrock, we have to provide 2 pieces of information. And then lastly, he's going to go and test this connection. Now, connection testing is important because we obviously want to make sure that the connection that we've established is viable and it's going to be reusable. It also gives us an opportunity to ensure that the credentials we provided are accurate. And then once this connection test is done, this model connection, as you can see, is ready for use. The last step we need to do is we actually need to go and extend this to a role within the organization. We've mapped in a whole bunch of new permission capabilities around creating model connections, access to other parts of AI Agent Studio, specifically our AI governance pieces, in a new set of permissions that are available within the control room, and you can map those into roles that you create in your organization. Now, in this particular case, I'm just going to go and map this maybe to 2 of our roles, and I'll create that model connection. Now that the model connection is created, I'm actually going to go ahead and switch hats, and I'm going to jump over as Marcus, who is our pro developer. Jake has told Marcus that he's got a new model connection available to him. And so let's go look at the AI skill that he was working on building initially and see if we can test that and if the results we're getting have improved. So I'm going to jump over into automations, and you can see I have a new folder here called AI skills. As I jump into AI skills, I've got one prompt that I'm working on right now. It's called tone detection. I'm going to open that up. And this is our AI skills screen. I'll give you a quick sense of orientation really fast. So in the upper left-hand corner, we have the opportunity to go and tie into all kinds of different model connections. Again, these are going to be model connections that are available for the user themselves. We envision lots of model connections being created within an organization, but those need to be shared and provide the governance around that with the right users. We also have the ability to go and configure different model configuration settings with these model connections. These are going to be really useful, especially for those of you that have worked with foundational models in the past. You know that small changes to things like in or temperature or top P can vastly change the response you get. And model connections allow you to go and fine tune that interaction with the model. Now you'll notice here in the middle, we've got our prompt. So this is a prompt that Marcus has been working on. And you'll notice we've got this dollar text to analyze dollar sign. This is a prompt, what we call as a prompt input. This is actually how, whenever the AI skill is used within an automation or an AI agent, it has the ability to dynamically insert information. In this particular case, we're telling basically the prompt is essentially instructing the model to go and take in the input, which is this text to analyze. In this particular case, this is a sample support email, inbound email message. This is sort of the body from that email. We want to use that and we want to evaluate that. And we should look at the tone as well as the sentiment and get a score on that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit get response. The purpose of this tool is really to give you the opportunity to, craft the prompt itself, make sure you're working with, just the right model that's available to you, and really get a sense of what the results look like. In this particular instance, what we got back with was a little underwhelming. We did get some information, but we didn't get a lot of context as to why the model is rating it this way. And so Marcus wants to go and see if there's a way to potentially go and evaluate a different model. So we'll go up to choose, and now you can see all the different model connections that are available to him. We'll look at our support operations model that we just deployed, that Jake just deployed for us, and I'm going to hit get response. Now, in this case, what we've done is we've actually switched it. I think formerly it was a GPT model. Now we're actually going to go run that as an Anthropic Claude model on our Amazon Bedrock deployment. And you can see that what came back is a lot more verbose. It's giving us a ton of detail here. It gives us not only the tone and the ratings, but it also gives us the information as to why this information is rated this way from tone and a sentiment perspective. This is incredibly helpful. Marcus feels really, really good about this response, so he's going to go ahead and hit save. And then let's actually go and take a look and see how Sue can use this in a process that she's designing and actually go and extend this into an AI agent. So now I'm going to switch over to our service operations folder. I'm going to open up a support case triage process that Sue's been working on. Again, as I mentioned earlier, she doesn't know much about exactly how to go and integrate with these particular foundational models. But what she does know is that some AI skills have been published for her use within the organization. So in this particular process, it basically all starts whenever an email comes in to the support inbox. This process is going to wake up, it's going to parse through that email, it's going to get the body of that support email. And the very first step is it needs to go and triage that. And it's going to triage that for things like tone and sentiment, all the stuff that we just worked on in our AI skill. So let's go and jump in and see how that's facilitated. I'm going to go ahead and open up this particular AI agent. And you'll see that we've already been working on one that we've got a couple steps laid out for. In this particular case, I want to go and actually add the AI skill into this particular automation. And so to do that, we've got a brand new generative AI template package that we want to go and pull in. Add this onto the canvas. And you can see that I now have the opportunity to go and select my AI skill. I hit browse, jump over to my skills folder, and there's the tone detection that Marcus made available for Sue. So you can hit choose. You can actually see all the preview of the prompt itself, as well as that prompt template input, or the way that we go and send information into this skill. In this particular case, I believe that we've actually already got a variable that's available. That's going to be, sorry, I'm getting a little bit of Zoom window help there. That's going to be the input case text, and I'll just go ahead and insert that. And then whenever the model runs, we're actually going to be able to go and save that response from the model itself. Now, once we get the response back from the model, that's going to, again, be that response that we just looked at in the AI skill evaluation screen. We can then go and parse that to figure out exactly what is the tone and what is the sentiment. And then if the sentiment is set to, equal to or below a certain value, we actually know that what we want to do is we want to go insert a new case record within our case system, which happens to be on top of Salesforce. So this is a great example of an AI skill. It's atomic. It allows you to go and interact with one or more different foundational models. we have the ability to go and then take this skill and then use that, as we were saying here, within an agent. That agent can be reused across multiple different processes, as we saw earlier. And if I jump back into here, what comes back from this agent is now some information about if we created a case or if we didn't. If we did create a case, we actually go and we notify the support agent and downstream processing happens. If we didn't create a case, we think that we can actually go and solve this through going through historical information that's available within our knowledge base. So we'll actually use our knowledge base. We'll use the power of foundational models and the power of AI skills and agents to go and suggest articles for the user as a way to go and solve their problem without having to actually get a human support case agent involved. So with that, I'm actually going to turn things over to Rinku. We're going to fast forward a little bit now. We've ran this solution in production for a number of weeks. We're starting to capture a lot of great information. Let's see what the experience is going to be like for the governance team. Rinku?
Thank you, Jason. This is pretty interesting now that Marcus and Sue have fully realized the potential of the new AI Agent Studio. Now let's see how Rochelle, who's the governance and risk and compliance lead, focused on ensuring compliance with the responsible AI usage policies, how she is enabled here to perform her duties. So with the new AI data management and data logging settings, you can turn on logging all of the data, all of the activities that happen when you're interacting with the models. Once you do so, all the prompts and the model responses are captured so you can analyze what did actually happen during those executions. Additionally, you can use or leverage your existing SIM integrations so that you can forward these logs to your own analytics platform to perform deep analysis of all the data. Sue logs in to the control room, clicking on AI governance, and Sue has specific permissions to access these logs. So Rochelle with her elevated permissions is able to visualize all the activities that took place in the last 60 days. She digs in deeper into the details of each session that happened during those model interaction. What were the models that were interacted with when the automations were executed? She looks into each prompt that was executed. She sees what responses were received so that they are in accordance with what is expected, so that the model responses are not deviating from what is expected. Additionally, she drills down into the model details to assess the temperature, the top P, tokens consumed, to make sure the model responses were accurate. With all the safety features built in, Rochelle is able to view all the only approved models are used, as well as gauge the accuracy of the responses the models provide, along with making sure no sensitive information was passed on along with the prompt. Now, Rochelle further wants to evaluate every interaction within the automation execution, every event that took place, right? She goes into the event log where she drills down into each event type to see, what was the model connection that was used, if there was an API key or some unsafe practices were used to connect to these models. So each of these events will help her drill down into all of those details to see in real time what has actually happened when these automations were executed. With complete audit and traceability of the AI events, Rochelle can now view every model interaction that took place when automations were executed. She wants to often analyze them remotely. So as I mentioned, she can forward them to her SIM platform so that she can perform all the deep analysis. Oops, and let me try and share the slide. All right. So with that said, with that said, we have designed our platform to be open and flexible so that our customers have secure access to many large language models, both foundation and fine-tuned. Trusting generative AI with your customer data is often a delicate balancing of benefits of generative AI, and it can be challenging as well. With AI governance, you can build with AI safely and responsibly. To enable compliance and security through AI governance, you can now monitor every interaction with large language models. Through the built-in audit capabilities, you can monitor usage of AI within the automations, ensuring users are following the responsible AI best practices when writing prompts, as well as ensuring model responses are accurate. As I mentioned, you can forward them to your centralized security information and event management platform. And with the built-in security features in the platform already, you can access this data, which is again through role-based access controls, as well as the data that is logged is stored securely using industry standard encryptions. We are adding more controls to govern the usage of models. As Jason mentioned, through model connections, we have provided access to only approved and vetted models. We have additionally added rule enforcement through code analysis, which will be available in our next upcoming release, where you can ensure that users are again only using approved models and approved and qualified models when using AI within automations. We are adding AI analytics, a rich set of dashboards in .34 to help you derive valuable insights and drill down for deep analysis of usage patterns across your automation estate. Data privacy has been top of mind when using publicly hosted LLMs and generative AI models, as these can pose significant privacy and security risks for your businesses. An intelligent data masking approach empowers users to freely use data with LLMs without sacrificing privacy. Ensuring context is maintained so that prompts, when you're writing the prompts, you're ensuring that the model responses are relevant, right? And this is where the smart data masking technology comes into play. The objective here is to support compliance. Focused customers implement responsible AI by taking a privacy-first approach and ensuring model outcomes are always as desired, preventing any toxic language, any toxic content in the model responses. They should be monitored and appropriate so that, when users are writing prompts or when models are sending responses, they are always appropriate. So these are some of the few roadmap items we are considering. You'll see them up in our upcoming future releases as well. So with that, let us show you how we have enhanced our documentation. And our documentation, Smita, she's the lead here who will talk us through some of the amazing content we have put together to help you reap the benefits of the AI Agent Studio. Smita, over to you.
Thank you, Rinku. Let me quickly share my screen. So Automation Anywhere. So just wanted to share a few links. I'm sure this deck will be shared and the links will be shared with you later on so you can get to it. But let me dive right in and take you directly to our product, to our company product documentation homepage. Let's go there. And the Automation Anywhere documentation portal is a public site and can be accessed by all. However, you do need to sign in or log in order to use some of the documentation portal features, such as watching content, saving to favorites, and submitting feedback. You would need to log in. I will go over these later when I showcase these features. For now, let's just look at the documentation that I have created for AI Agent Studio. This is the home page, and there are a few ways that you can access documentation. You can do a quick search when you do you can go to AI Agent Studio here, and there are, you can go using the search. You can, the most straightforward way is to use the style, which says AI Agent Studio. And when you click on it, it takes you directly to the documentation concept page. This is the AI Studio concept with an overview, a little bit of a visual that gives you an idea as to what you can do with the product. These are the two pillars, AI tools and governance, that constitute AI Agent Studio. A brief description of the benefits. And I did see a lot of you messaged and questioned about the license requirement for using this product and product suite, and which is the enterprise license. The enterprise license basically gives you a detailed breakdown of what you need to purchase and where. So this is that. Jumping in straight to AI tools that Jason showcased. We have an overview describing the general architecture of how it works, with callouts that explain what stands for what. And then there's a short gist of benefits. And of course, again, the details on availability. Both Rinku and Jason mentioned a lot about roles and permissions and who can access what. So this particular topic walks you through the roles and permissions required for tools. And in a minute, I will jump down to AI governance and show you a little bit about that as well. So, and then of course, the model connection part that Jason was talking about and gave you a walkthrough, demonstrated, how to do what. And we have detailed documentation about that as well. Let me jump on to AI governance. This is the concept topic for AI governance, again, with an overview and an overview of an architecture as to how it works. A short, summary of benefits, and of course the availability with details on, what are the role requirements, etc. You can also go into this topic to see the role requirements for AI governance and who can do what. This is a bot agent dependency that we have called out here, that tells you, basically what bot agent version needs to be used in order to run these features. And again, you can see the rest of the details at your own leisure. Go through the topics, go through the details. And for the AI Agent Studio, since this is our first release, we have summarized a few. Sorry about that. We have summarized a few general FAQs, and please take some time and walk through these to have some of your basic questions answered. Besides this, let me just go back quickly and discuss and tell you about the data security for generative AI FAQs as well. This is also a very important document that we have, where we have put together some general queries about around security for using generative AI with our products, and this will help answer some of your queries and some of your concerns about security and guardrails. Besides these, let me just go back. I've talked about licensing. I've talked about the tiles, the home page. Once there's another piece, so you can go to the AI Agent Studio documentation set from here. You can go to the release notes also directly from the main page, documentation page, and the release notes takes you to the different versions of release. This is the release that we just had recently, and this is the release highlights page highlighting the AI Agent Studio, its features. And there is also an individual release notes page where you can find details about what's new and some of the limitations we have listed out there. Now, let me take you back to the home page, as I would like to walk you through some of the features for our documentation, for features for our homepage that you can use. There is a watching content icon right here, which will enable you and allow you to watch a content every time the content gets updated, gets replaced. There is something new, you will get a notification. So when you click on this, you can actually watch the content from right there. You can also add it to your favorites. And when you click on add to my topics and subtopics, you can add to the collection there. And you can actually see all your favorites and all the pages that you're watching from my content and my topics right here. So when I click on AI Agent Studio, I have 3 topics that I'm following. The tools, governance, this is the documentation suite that I'm following. So this is about that. Let me take you back once again. And of course, documentation is meant to support you so you can accomplish your tasks using AI Agent Studio. And we'd like your feedback and suggestion to continually enhance documentation to elevate your experience of using Automation Anywhere products. So please give us your feedback and suggestions using the feedback process. So you can click on feedback right here, and you can dislike the topic. And as soon as you click on the give feedback button, you're not only able to put your feedback or type in your feedback in here, but your email address gets auto-populated. So that's the reason why I mentioned initially that you would need to be logged in. If you are not logged in, you can still access the site, but when you put in a feedback, you will not be, or rather your email will not be captured automatically. There is another way to provide feedback. When you scroll down right to the end of the page and click on either like or dislike button, I would prefer to use the like button here. You would be able to enter your feedback from here itself. So I'm going to cancel out of here. Hopefully I have been able to walk you through. I probably did mention about adding to my topics. And once again, we will share all the links to the documentation portal with the individual links to the pages that I walked you through rather quickly today. But please feel free to send us your feedback because we are always looking to your feedback and suggestions and improving and enhancing your experience using the documentation site. Happy to take your queries online or later on as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Smita. Okay, as Smita mentioned, we will be providing an overview of this meeting. We will include links to all of the resources, and so there will be a centralized location in the Pathfinder community that you can access all kinds of things and go directly to the documentation portal as well. So tons of fantastic documentation work done by Smita and team. All right, we're going to launch another quick poll here. We're very curious what generative AI model vendor is most popular in your organization. And I'm going to give this about 30 seconds. Jason, do you have any bets on which one is going to come out to be the winner?
Well, from what we've seen so far, through customers that have used our generative AI command packages that we released over a year ago, I believe, OpenAI was at the forefront of usage. I think that's got the hearts and minds of probably more people. But we've actually seen a large increase in models on Amazon Bedrock over the last, I'd say, quarter and a half or so. So I'm actually really, really interested to see what most folks are using here today.
All right, I'm going to close out this poll. And let me share the results with everybody because I bet you all are curious. Is it showing for everybody? Because I can't tell. All right, excellent. It looks like Azure OpenAI and OpenAI clearly are the winners. So your bet was spot on. All right, let's launch one more poll here. Okay, let's see. Did this launch another poll? Are you guys seeing this? No, hold on one sec. Sorry, folks. This is my first time launching polls in quite a while. So be patient with me as I figure this out.
I agree with Ron Mont in the comments. Fantastic job so far, Kate. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you. Okay, why is this one not launching? One sec, folks. I'm so sorry. Oh, because I had to stop sharing that one. That makes sense. All right. We want to know what you want to see prioritized. So we've listed a few different capabilities. We would like you to select your very top option. And we'll give this one about 45 seconds, 50 seconds as well. We've had some excellent questions in the Q&A portion, and we will go through those. We've been trying to answer them live throughout this meeting, but definitely encourage you, if you have questions right now, put them in the Q&A portion. We definitely want to make sure that we are answering those questions, and they also help inform us of what we need to be communicating more about. So with that said, I'm going to end this poll and I'm going to share the results. Rinku, Jason, Smita, any surprises here?
No, it's actually really good to see this feedback. So a couple of the things that we have planned for future roadmap updates, some of the things we're actually going to be bringing in the next version of the AI Agent Studio offering that's due out in October is support for RAG capabilities. So adding that foundational model grounding. We're actually going to be bringing that for Amazon Bedrock models and GCP models in October, and then bring additional models support after that. And then I think the poll went away, but I think the second one, or the most popular, I believe I saw, was Automation Anywhere provided models. I just wanted to kind of highlight that and call that out, as I think it was a question that came in through the chat as well. All of the connections you make to these models, you're providing your own credential information. I probably didn't do a good enough job highlighting that point as we were going through the demo. So Automation Anywhere is not charging you for the usage of these models. That is through the contract and the agreements you have with these model vendors on hyperscalers such as Amazon Bedrock or Azure OpenAI, et cetera. So there's no credit usage that you need to buy from Automation Anywhere for use within within AI Agent Studio.
All right. Is there any questions that you all want to take from the Q&A and answer live right now?
Just looking through the list right now of things. I think trying to look through. Rinku, are there any governance ones that kind of came up over and over again that you wanted to?
Yeah, I answered a few of them. Looking through the list, we can, yes, the recording for the session, I think, Kate, this would be available, right?
I just dropped in information. It will be in our community in the guide section eventually. Give us a little bit of time. It takes a few minutes to get the recording all polished up and to get the guide written, but that is where it will be in the community.
All right.
Okay.
A couple more questions. I'll tackle the Odin AI question. There was a question in the chat about Odin AI. So we actually utilize Odin AI as one of our AI partners. We have many different partners, as you can imagine, in this particular space. I mentioned all the hyperscaler partnerships we have with Google, Vertex AI, with Amazon Bedrock, with Azure OpenAI. For those of you, again, that watched the keynote at Imagine or happen to be there in person, you probably would have seen that somehow we were able to manage and wrangle all three hyperscalers on stage, not at the same time, but in the same session, which was pretty impressive. And I think that speaks to kind of our relationships in that area. There's lots of other AI vendors that are available in this space, and Odin happens to be one that provides a great capability for us to go and service up. We call it Automation Anywhere Enterprise Knowledge, and Enterprise Knowledge is essentially the ability to go and connect, again, one of your foundational models with this RAG capabilities. We're going to be introduced. That is a standalone offering that you can buy and start utilizing in your Automation Anywhere solutions right now, and we're actually bringing support for that within AI Agent Studio in the very near future. So we're excited to have that too.
There is
Fantastic.
another question for if we need to use AI Azure, it's only required licenses AI Agent Studio. So as Jason clarified, our open platform allows you to bring your own models, right? Which means your licenses you manage the licenses for your AI Azure, right? If you have an existing one, you can use them. You use your own credentials. However, to use the capabilities offered through the AI Agent Studio, you do need the platform enterprise license.
I think I've seen a couple questions on the model availability. Again, as I mentioned, the models that you're connecting to AI Agent Studio are going to be on the model vendors that you have relationships with, I think as we've talked about. But I definitely do appreciate all the feedback on Automation Anywhere provided models as well. It's definitely something that we have on our roadmap. And you'll probably see a poll or a survey coming out from us in the near future on specific use cases or scenarios where you would like to see a model available. Is there a workload? Is there a scenario or an approach or a use case, I guess, that would be most impactful for you? And we'll work with everybody that's joined today to try to give you an opportunity to give us feedback on that too.
Yeah. And I think we have another question around guardrails governance are after the fact. Yes, what we showed you is the audit and monitoring capabilities to see what happened, what were the interactions. There are additional guardrails which Model Connections provides already. Admins typically configure connections to vetted models, approved models. Along with that, in the next upcoming release, there will be enforcement through code analysis where you can enforce what models can be used within the automation. So that's another piece of guardrail we are adding. And in future, there's a roadmap to add sensitive data masking as a feature as well that will be available to protect any sensitive data that's embedded in prompts or responses.
Okay, we are coming to the end. I'm going to give a special shout out to Dipendra, who is one of our new MVPs. He was faster to answer a question than I could even be. So massive thank you to him. Like I mentioned before, we will be publishing this after within the next couple weeks. We will have a recap written out and you can continue to come back to the community, head to the documentation portal. We are going to try to answer all the questions you could potentially have around AI Agent Studio. We love the enthusiasm. If you have additional questions, Jason, Rinku, Smita, is there a great place for them to go? Should I just direct them to community? Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
I think community
Yep,
is
that
the
should be
best
good.
place to go from there. And then those questions always end up in our inboxes. So please ask them there.
We would love to see the conversation continue there. Okay. Well, thank you to all 250 of you that joined. I'm going to end this in just a moment, and that is when the survey will pop up. It's 2 questions. Stay on so that you can enter to win that swag pack. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic day.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you, everyone.
Bye
Bye-bye.
now.